Michael, welcome to the Ride Boundless Podcast. Thank you for making it out. I love the Duke that you just came on. How long have you had that?
Actually, it's a super Moto.
It's a super. Oh, that's the super Moto. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. You want the Duke 1250? Is that what it's called? The bigger ones or the adventure ones?
So this is the.
I don't know my KTM's. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so this is a 950 Supermoto, and to make it more interesting and unique, it's an R version with the orange frame and also a bit of a different angle on the head of the frame.
And you did that?
No. That's how it
comes.
came. Yeah, but it's just quite rare because you find a lot of Supermotos, but are more rare and they a bit more like slim and.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the one that I came on. And that's last of the carbureted KTMs too, the LC8 with this
Wow, I haven't had a
carbureted.
carbureted bike in years.
Yeah, it's fun and it isn't. You know?
I don't think it's a big deal in California where you don't have like different altitudes and it doesn't mess
Well, you
too
don't.
much, right?
Well,
Well,
that's
you
the
do,
thing.
but like, I mean, people call these the mountains. These are not mountains. These are like little hills, you know?
Well, yeah, it's not like going to the Alps or
Right,
something, but
yeah.
but still, if you one day, in Santa Monica, and the next day you're at Angeles Forest, it makes a difference.
Does it and on the adjustments?
Well, it still runs and it's all good, but I see that when I'm in the mountains and then when and I stop when I try to start it, go.
You gotta adjust it, yeah.
Yeah, so you would have to, yeah, probably, but it's just in this because I run the original airbox, so getting to the adjuster screw is
Yeah,
impossible.
I had the last bike I had that was carbureted was a 2003 FXDXT Harley Davidson, and it had a Mikuni in it, and I never fucked around with it. It seemed pretty straightforward. You know how to pull it out once or twice, and it'd start right up, and
Yeah.
I didn't have much issues. But then somebody was telling me, yeah, that's because in California you don't get too much, but if you go into other places that the altitude's like way more extreme or weather conditions are more extreme, then there's more adjusting.
Yeah,
I'm
for
fine
sure.
with it.
But yeah, I like carbs, and especially because basically with fuel injection and carbs, you have good sides and bad sides of both. With carbs, basically when the bike has been sitting for a while, of course there will be some
Right.
issues. But then if you give
Right.
it a good clean, good adjustment, and you do if you have more than one carburetor, you need to sync them too. So if you do it once like properly, and then you use the bike, probably you won't have to do it in many years. So yeah, carbs
Yeah.
are good.
Yeah, it's like the whole conversation between belt and chain.
Right.
Some people like chain more, but it's more maintenance and it's more caring and more cleaning and more adjusting. So but anybody that likes to work on I think more people would like to work on their bikes, but they don't have garages, and therefore I don't want to. It's a hassle. But when you
Yeah.
have a spot where you can work and your toolbox is there, it's like any job. I'll do any job in the world if all the tools are there. But if I'm gonna be looking for tools, there's just a point where I'm like, I'll just pay somebody, dude.
Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, it just makes such a huge difference, especially if you want to do something like carburetors, for example. And then when you take them apart, there's so many, parts, little
Yeah.
jets, little screws. And then if you do it on a driveway, especially when you have some like pebbles or gravel, and then you drop something, it's like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh
a
my
nightmare.
God. Yeah.
So yeah, having a garage makes such a big difference.
Having a garage and having tools.
Yeah.
I guess having a space and having the right tools makes
But
it.
saying that, when I first moved into California, and that was exactly the thing with that KTM. I bought it, and it hasn't been used for quite a long time. The guy just had it in the garage for, I think, like 2 years or something.
Yeah.
So I went to test ride it, and it was kind of good. But if you like slowly coast down to the traffic light, it would die. And then also it was banging from the exhaust like a K47. So I had to get the carbs done. I
Right.
knew. So then I started calling some places because then I didn't have the garage. I was just had like a little parking space on the like back of the house, but pretty much on the street. But then I was getting quotes like, I don't know, 600, 700, 500 the least. So then I thought, well, if I just buy some tools, and yeah, it's time to learn. Because also I didn't do carbs before that, but I just didn't feel like spending like $600 on it. So I thought, okay, so I went on eBay and just ordered some basic tools that I needed for the carbs, and yeah, I've done it on a like side of the road kind of.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah,
doing it
but,
like that,
but again, if you have some patience and you
Yeah.
start it up and you're dedicated to it, that's awesome.
yeah,
But here's where I say thank goodness for YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Sure,
YouTube
yeah.
is just, you can learn anything. And now I've been messing with ChatGPT
Same.
for repairs.
I just started like 2 months ago because I was scared of the whole Terminator stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But now I thought, okay, I had so many people saying that it's good, so I tried it. And
What did you use it for?
yeah, all the garage stuff. Yeah, asking questions. But saying that, it's kind of cool, and I thought it's really
Amazing.
good, and I got really excited. But then, when you start checking what it says with, let's say, like simple thing, what's the torque for like the front axle on this and this bike? It will tell you that much and that much. But then if you check the actual manufacturer's
Specs, yeah.
manual, it may be different, but not much, but it will be different.
Right. I mean, it's going to be the classic mechanic that's been working on Harley Davidsons forever, and he's going to do it a certain way and recommend a certain way. And then there's the spec book that's going to be like, wow, you guys should do it this way. But it's so cool, man, because I've used it for a lot of like content and information as an assistant, whatever. And then I there was this like ticket legal thing I was trying to fix, and I was like, well, how should I approach this? That. And then I was looking at it I wanted to buy, a car that I just wanted to pay cash for. And I was like, for this much, I want to spend, I want to get something like this. And I was like, what do you think of this car? And it's like, don't get that car. And I'm like, what? Why not? Because that year was the first year of that motor, and you want to avoid that motor. And, people say that the transmission, this, that, and the services. Okay, what about this one? What about that? Well, no, you want to look at this. And what I thought I wanted, I didn't want. And what I ended up getting, I never would have thought of. And I'm so happy with the purchase. And I'm like, dude, I scored, and I got something so much better for the value of what I was going to get. And if you compare anything else of that value or that price range, it's shit. It's shit. And it was all because of ChatGPT.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And then when I had to then once I got it, I was like, hey, look, now I got this, car. What are some basic things that I should, take care of? And obviously the fluids and spark plugs and air filters and the, cabin filters and this, that. And I'm like, dude, this is great. Create me a checklist. And so here's a checklist. And now I'm like, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I got to go talk to a buddy of mine that's a mechanic. And what do you think of this car? Bro, I'm busy, man. And what do you think of that car?
It is great, yeah. There's no doubt it's great. I'm just
And it's
saying
only
that,
going to get better.
Sometimes it's good to verify it, but yeah, recently it saved my ass too, because my buddy brought his KTM, asked me to do some stuff on it, and I nearly fucked the clutch pump because it's also hydraulic. But in all the older KTM's, it's used the mineral oil instead of brake fluid.
Right.
And I thought that someone made a mistake putting the brake fluid in that pump. So I tried to change it to the mineral oil, and then I clogged that pump. And it's like Magura HC1, I think, which is like $500. And I was like, fuck, I have to buy a new one. But then let's see what ChatGPT says. And yeah, it says, yeah, there's a little port there that probably got clogged. So try this, and that. And between ChatGPT and some... But no, eventually it told me, yeah, just try ultrasonic cleaner. And I put it in the cleaner. I've done like 6 cycles, and eventually it cleared out and fixed it.
And it fixed it.
So yeah, it's great.
No, it's
great.
And it's better than nothing. And last point, so we don't get too caught up on this conversation. It's like I ride every day, and 24 years of almost riding every day. Like I'm constantly riding. And 4 or 5 years ago, self-driving cars, I was like, that's crazy. That's stupid. No, thank you. I don't want it. Now I'm like, yes, please. I can't wait. Please. Because, I split lanes, and when we all split lanes. I split lanes, and you look at people's cars, and people are eating, people are on the phones, people are distracted. If I look at the rearview mirror, I'm supposed to see their face. It's pointing at the sky. It's pointing at the ground. Nobody's paying attention. And then with self-driving cars, you have infrared, you have cameras, you have sensors, you have sonar, you have all these things. And here's the big argument, and this is the point that I'm making. Well, what about accidents? Okay, yeah, there's going to be some accidents. But you know what's cool about self-driving cars? When there's an accident, that accident will never repeat ever again. That accident will go into a data system, and they'll be like, doot. And that type of accident will never happen again. So yeah, in the learning curve, there's accidents. But right now, I was talking to an attorney right now, and they said there's, what is it? Just in LA, there's 30. LA to San Diego, it was a statistic of something like 3,700 accidents a day. So we're not doing any better, and I hear a lot less of self-driving accidents. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it, and as a motorcyclist, I'm definitely ready for it. I think it'd be a good thing.
What if it goes one step further and then there'll be self-driving motorcycles? And then would you like that too?
No, because the motorcycle, it's funny because I was just editing. I interviewed Quinn Rediker, and he works with BMW. He was a SWAT team detective. He's a motor cop and all that stuff. And we're talking about the technology on the motorcycles, and there's a lot of cool technology. Don't get me wrong. Like BMW has the link braking. So are you familiar with link braking? So BMW, the newer BMWs, if you're riding and you squeeze your front brake, it has link braking. What that means, it connects to the rear brake, and based on your speed, it'll put the braking where it needs to be. Right, so it'll be 70-30, 50-50, pretty fucking cool. You have your clutch, but then you have speed shifting. So as you're accelerating, you can go through the gears, 1, 2, 3, poof, 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 and it's amazing. Yeah. And then if you let go, you get downshift. It's insane. I mean, that's pretty cool. On their new bagger, they have, what do they call it? Adaptive cruise control. So now you can ride at the cruise control, and it's adaptive to the car in front of you. Car slows down, bike slows down, car speeds up. It goes back to its speed. Pretty cool. There's some cool stuff. The CarPlay, it's all cool, man. It's all cool. And I know what people are thinking. Like, that's a distraction. It's not. It's so built in. Like, do you mess with the intercom systems?
No, I don't know. I just use the raw experience.
Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Like I again, I've ridden for so long. I know what it was to not have it, and I'm all about signs and symbols. And if you got to fucking tell your friend, like, I need gas, like whatever. I get that. Now it's so cool. Like I'll never forget the first time I used it, which was like 4 years ago. It's like you're reading your friend's head because you just got like 5 motorcycles, and you're like, "Hey, Steve, what's up, man? What's going on, Alex? Oh yeah," like you're in each other's head because you don't see the faces, and it's cool because like I'll go in and I'll be like, "Mom," and I'll take a turn. I'll see a buddy of mine slow down on the turn. I'll be like, "Bro, you're on the wrong gear. Shift down a gear." Oh, that helps so much. Cool. Hey, watch out! You got a Prius on your ass. Get out of the way. Let that fucking car pass, and it's awesome. It's awesome. It's.
I'm a bit of a dinosaur with stuff like that, Maybe it's time to get on with awesome, the times.
you get a phone call. And you're like, I don't want a phone call when I'm riding, and I get that. Sometimes I'll put my stuff on silent, but you get a phone call, and it's like, hey, what's up? Nothing. I'm riding. You're riding? Yeah. It doesn't even sound like you're riding, dude. I'm going 70, like blah blah. Holy shit! And you're it's not messing with your focus. It's like driving. It's like driving. So I have appreciation on the technology on that. But self-driving motorcycle, no, thank you. No. Because there's still that mechanical aspect.
Yeah, well.
Like I picked up a live wire for a little bit, and I was like, no clutch, no gears. It's not sexy. It's not.
Yeah, where's the fun?
Where's the fun? So I like some technology. Convenient technology, but I don't want it to replace it. Anyways, let's talk about your custom build. You just built your first bike. You just did your first show. Tell me about it. What's the name of the project? What's the passion of the project? I know you filled out the form, which will be on throttlelink.com soon. But to tell us your background, what's up?
Well, basically, I had my first bike when I was 8, because I'm Polish, and in Poland there's this big thing called in Christian religion the first communion. Yeah. So usually you see all the kids riding new bicycles, and you also get like usually a bicycle and some like pocket money from
That's cool.
All the family gathers, and it's like a big.
I grew up Christian. Thing. I didn't get no bike, man.
No, but did you have that first communion? That wasn't like.
Yeah, I did, but I don't remember no bike.
Yeah. So basically, I had some like small pocket money, and that was when I bought my first motorcycle. So that was really cool. But that wasn't like a 50cc Polish make, something that was already very old when I bought it for like very little money, and it was getting fucked every probably 2 days. So it was like constant fixing it. But because I was 8, obviously my dad was doing that for me, so I was just learning from him how to do it. And then over years, when I started riding big motorcycles, at first I was facing the same issue that we were talking about. I had no garage, no tools, so whatever I had to get done, I was looking for mechanics. But more and more often, I was just getting pissed off. I would just get the bike somewhere, I paid the money, the bike would come back, and there would be still issues, or there would cause some different issues fixing the original issue. So then I just lost trust, and I thought, yeah, YouTube, I'm just going to learn everything and just do it. And I think the main thing was just, because before I was scared of messing with bikes and fixing some stuff, because I was thinking if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to fuck it up, then what am I going to do? But then I just learned that if you do it, then you just fix it, and you just carry on and you just fix it. So that's like the background behind like doing motorcycles, but I always wanted to get deeper into that and start building them. So the first bike that I built, very first, was in the UK. I remember I was a bit like low on money at this point, and I found this old Yamaha Virago for like £700 over there. So I thought, well, that'll be easy. I'll just do a little bit of work with it, and I'll just ride it. But then when I started taking it apart, and I was looking at it, and I was like, okay, I can't just put this part back on as it is. So I need to just, paint it, fix it, replace some stuff. So
might as well. It's in parts.
Yeah. So that was the first project, and then when I finished it, my dad was very like looking at the pictures. He was like, oh shit, that's very cool. Maybe I should look for one. And then we started talking, and eventually my dad bought it for me, but didn't like charge him for like any labor or anything. But he just got what I put into the bike, and he took it. But that was the second gen Virago, which has two shocks in the back, so it's more like a cruiser. But then a couple years later, I found out that the first generation Virago had a monoshock, and it goes inside of the frame. So since I saw that, and I saw some like customized version of it, I just fell in love with it, and I
You like monoshocks better?
Yeah, I think it's especially on a cafe racer, it looks so cool because you have that
of course.
Very open back, and it makes it very, very light. And yeah, then just that idea was growing in my head for many years. I already saw it. I knew how I wanted to look, and then eventually I got to the point where I finally had my garage, and I started getting more and more tools. I built myself like a workbench, because that was another thing, that if you buy one, usually they are quite low, and I'm quite tall, and I don't like bending over. And also they were quite expensive, so I thought I'm just gonna do it myself. And I went to Home Depot, got a lot of timber and some parts, and I built a solid one. So that was the first important equipment in the garage. And then I started collecting more and more stuff. And then I found this Virago for I'm not gonna say how much I paid for it, but it was a very good deal. But yeah, obviously it was a non-runner, so when I got there, I had to pull it out from the bushes. Didn't even want to roll properly because the tires were flat, and you couldn't even put the air into
roll
them.
it, yeah.
Yeah, so that was that. But with this one was like similar story to the previous one, but with this one I took it way further. So basically I took the whole bike apart, every single bolt out. I went through the engine too. Because
the thing's so beautiful. My question to you is, who broke your heart? Because this bike's so beautiful,
No, I think it's the other way around,
or the other way around. It's usually one of the extremes, right?
Yeah, I think it's I'm with the girl who's an artist, and she's very supportive and very inspiring.
Motivation,
too.
inspiring, yeah.
So I think that was very helpful with that, and that's because I get a bit annoyed when she calls me an artist. I don't like that, because for me, artists, I love it. Like I have nothing against artists, but it's artist and a mechanic. I think two like separate things in my head. So I'll always like to think about myself as more like a mechanic, and I just like to do stuff with my hands. But now, when I look at the bike, it kind of looks a bit artistic.
Very artistic. Everything anybody does to a bike, it's a form of art, and something like yours it's art, 100%. It's more art than motorcycle.
When I was building it, always my first thing was the most important goal was to make just a functional motorcycle that you can just use it, take it, on a spin whenever. It would just start and everything would work on it. So it has, all the lights like indicators, horn works, the brake light works. We have the brake switch and the front brake, back brake like on a normal bike. Uh, but then when I finished it, assembled it all together, and I looked at it. That was the first time when I thought, shit, it probably may end up in someone's living room, just sitting there, just like a kind of a piece of art. Which sometimes you get drunk and you just start it, on the Friday or something. So yeah, that's the story behind this bike. But it was probably took around a year altogether, because also during that build, like I said before, I had that mantra that no one's gonna do anything for me. So I had to just learn to do everything myself. Well, kind of, you can get it done, but then you just end up paying a lot of money for all the
You pay a lot.
Yeah, like this engraving that I've done. If I would pay someone to do it, probably I would pay probably between like 5 and 10 grand for the whole engraving, and then painting over and all that. So that would be loads. Then, so I decided to learn how to do it, and I just discovered that I'm quite good at it.
What was the process you used for the gold? Because the theme of the bike, and I'll put in the front of this episode, but the theme of the bike is black and gold, and then the gold wasn't metal flaking. It was actually like, what were you telling me?
So everything that is gold on a bike, well, not everything, but basically it's all painted. So there is no like gold leaf or any wrap. So it's painted, but all the floral accents, that's all engraved, but engraved into the actual material, into the metal. So into the tank, into the frame, into the engine, some like other side bits, but everything is just engraved into. And then
Why'd you do it that way? So they wouldn't steal the gold, huh?
Well, I never asked myself that question. I just thought I want engraved bike, and I thought that would be very cool to engrave it.
It's very cool.
Started doing that, and then only after I've done it, and I started showing that to people, and then they started asking me those questions. I just realized that there were different options, but I think I'm glad I've done it like that, because that's pretty cool, and everybody's pretty impressed when they realize that it's just engraved and that's just paint over it. But actually, with the paint, that was a long journey too, because the frame and the engine is powder coated, but the way it was done, from what I understand, is because I had to polish those bits first, then engrave it. But then when I took it to the place when they do powder coating, then they polished it again. But the powder itself is like a very thin layer of it that is like half see-through. So there's only a bit of dye through it. So it's that shiny on the bike, because kind of the shine of the polished metal like goes through the dye of the gold.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was very smooth. But then originally I had the tank powder coated, but then that wasn't a good idea, because one was the main issue was I think I caused the issue too. But
of course.
So it was with the powder coating is very good and it's very durable. It's very good for like engine parts and frames, but when you had it on the tank, if you like try to wipe it, or even with your knees when you by the tank, you would scratch it quite easily. So to avoid that, I decided to put a clear coat over the.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah, over the powder coat. So it looked great for a day, but then after like couple of days, I had some like white spots coming out. So just basically there was some chemical reaction between the
clear coat and the
powder coat. So then I tried to get rid of the clear coat with acetone, but then that started causing a disaster. So I knew that I need to get it redone. So then I took it to a first place, and then they only redone the black and put another clear coat. But then the same thing started happening on the gold. So
oh my goodness.
So yeah, so that was that. So then eventually I found this great guy. His name is Rene, and he works. He's an artist for sure. He does amazing paint work on motorcycles too, Harleys, and in the slow rider scene, he's engaged with those guys, and he does amazing work. So he eventually painted the tank, but I had to strip all of the paint, go back to the bare metal, and he showed me, and he explained me what was the deal behind the powder coat, why it was so hard to match the gold. That's why this first place they were not able to do it. And he showed me he was testing the paint on the bottoms of like soda cans,
Right.
and took like 35 tries to get the color. So the gold on the tank is a mixture of I think a bit of brown, orange peel, a bit of like red, and God knows what else. But it's a specific mixture just to get that color. So now the tank is painted like it should be. It's very durable and done properly.
But what did he explain to you? Why was it having that chemical reaction? Was it
Oh, the chemical
was
reaction.
it the powder coat, or was it that the tank is? Was it the material of the tank, or
No.
or powder coat and clear coat just don't work together?
Powder coat and clear coat. And maybe it would work, but probably it wouldn't. I think if you want to just spray the clear coat on it, you need to have the spray underneath too, and powder coat, and that wouldn't work unless I think you can. I don't want to talk bullshit, but I think maybe there's a way of putting some clear coat over powder coat, which also will be powder, but I don't know if that's a possibility. But basically, you need to have everything from like the same family, and then it will work. But because I just had like a rattle can clear coat, that wouldn't work. But then
of course.
on the other hand, the guys that done it the second time, that was like a professional body shop, so. I think basically don't mix,
Well,
clear coat with normal
they
paint.
had the gear and the tools to do it the right way.
But still, that didn't work. So eventually, I had to get it. So basically, the tank was done like 4 or 5 times altogether to get to the point that it is right now. But now it's done and it's solid
And that's sometimes why it's better to use somebody else from the beginning. Sometimes, but now that you learned it and this is going to be your hobby, it's good that you went through it.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm not great at painting. I've painted some bits on the bike, but they're like, small little brackets that I made myself or something like not that visible. But with
Yeah, the artist does everything, and then you just go. I did some painting. I did that. See that? That was me.
Yeah, but I've learned that I don't touch the tank. That's why from the get-go it was someone, but I just learned that, But from the get-go I knew that probably powder coating the tank isn't the best idea, but because generally with this project there's just so many things all together to build and customize a bike. There's just so many bits, like working on the engine takes so long. Then also I had to learn how to weld, so you need to weld some bits like the subframe on it. I had to recut it, re-weld it, adjust it. I had to learn how to weld aluminum too, to do some bits for it too.
What's your background on welding, or you just been figuring it
YouTube.
out?
None.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just I think when I was a kid in my dad's workshop, he had old stick welder. So as a kid, I was like, just tried a bit, but I'd never welded anything like something that would like make any function. That was just to try it out. So yeah, but so I really wanted to weld, and actually that's amazing skill. Which I'm not saying that I'm great at it, because to do it like really good, you need years of experience and probably some guidance from someone who really knows what he's doing. But I definitely reached the point where it's safe, which is the most important. And then if it's not beautiful, you can always make it look nicer. But basically the main thing is so it's safe and strong and solid. So usually when I tried some like on the subframe, I made some tries on the materials that I was using. Then I was cutting through it, looking inside if it's all penetrated properly and all that. So that was that. But I wanted to learn how to weld, and decided to jump straight on a TIG welding, which I think is the hardest one, because you need to use 2 hands for it, and it's quite difficult. But with TIG you can weld pretty much anything, like both steel and aluminum, which was important for me. So I just went straight for it. But yeah, that was just YouTube. Yeah, hours.
Did you rent a machine the first time, or you just bought a machine? You're like, I'm gonna become an expert.
That was my birthday present last year from my lovely fiance.
Okay, so she is the motivation of these bikes.
Yeah, she's very supportive. She's great. Yeah, that was a beautiful birthday present.
That's the best one. Yeah. Come on, who does that?
Yeah.
There's only like 2 gifts you can really get a man. Well, I guess there's a bunch of them, but
A motorcycle and a welder.
a motorcycle, a garage, a car. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But
I didn't go crazy, because that's the thing. I've done my research on welders, and I got just like a Chinese one for I think like $600. Well, obviously, it can go much
Yeah,
more
you can go way
expensive.
more.
But that welder does everything that I need. Definitely, the welder does more than I could do. So yeah, it's great. Yeah.
I went to China 2016, and I was in Guangzhou where they manufacture a lot of things. And I went to BYD. BYD is Build Your Dream. They make cars. What's interesting is while we were making electric cars, they're already making electric garbage trucks and electric, tow trucks and all this stuff. It's amazing. But like, you think made in China, like cheap, but there's a lot of good quality stuff.
Yeah.
If you buy the good quality stuff, they have amazing products.
There's China and China, of course.
Right.
If you want to just buy the cheapest stuff, you can get it
Right.
from China. But if
Yeah,
you
you
want
get it
good
for like
stuff,
$50 or something like that. But if you spend more money, and it's way cheaper than the stuff here. But I got a buddy of mine. He just bought a 3D printer, and he's printing all kinds of stuff. He built like a 8-foot tower that he puts plants in, and he puts like tomatoes and all this stuff, and he built it out of his printer. And I think the printer was like $500 or something. I was like, dude, that's insane.
yeah, my good buddy from England, he's been buying Chinese phones for a long time. 'Cause
Phones?
well, that's the thing. Everybody like Chinese, but I'm an Android user, which is very unpopular in America. But so is he. But he always look at me like buy a Samsung or something for $1,000, and he's buying. Again, not the cheapest one because you can get
Right.
an Android Chinese phone for like
$50.
$100 or so you'll pay like 400 or 500, but it has everything that the Samsung will have, and it just lasts just as long as it works great. So yeah, that's the thing with China. You can get definitely good stuff, but you need to just do your own research and know what you're getting. But
It's so funny because you're right. The iPhone thing in America, it's in America. Outside, you go to the world, it's like everybody knows. Everybody uses WhatsApp. Everybody uses Viber. What is it? WhatsApp, Viber, Telegram. Like that's the standard, But here, it's like if you don't have a blue bubble, it's a green bubble. Like this guy. I almost canceled the podcast. I was like, Android. Oh,
yeah, I'm happy. I'm already in a relationship. I think I'll be single forever with an Android phone here.
Yeah, don't lie.
Oh my God.
You'll be on Tinder. Android. But Samsung's an amazing phone.
Yeah.
The operating system's good.
For me, yeah, everybody is different. I think I don't know. It depends maybe how your how your head works. And I think you're more because I used iPhones for a long time. I had like 3 iPhones back to back on 2 years contract, and then after that, I decided to get Samsung because I thought part of it was I was just getting so used to the iPhone, so I was just thinking maybe it would just interesting to practice the brain a bit, learn something different and different system. But then when I got this phone, it was just so easy. Everything just became so easy. Like anything I was looking to do, something like new that you don't do on a daily basis, like you want to change, like I don't know, some feature on the phone. When I would start looking for it, then at some point the phone would just ask me, "Hey, are you looking for this by any chance?" I'm like, yeah. And then click OK, and it just happens. But on the iPhone, for me, it was just like, where is it? Then I have to Google how to change or do this one. But I don't know, maybe I'm just, stupid in that way. And for some people, it's more intuitive on the iPhone than the Samsung. But for me,
Definitely that's the reason. That's one of the reasons. I would say one of two things. I would say the operating system on Android is you can modify and change anything you want, which is amazing. But that takes some technical skills. But you could change anything, and you can make it work however, and themes and all that other stuff. iPhone is so simple to use. I mean, I'll never forget. I have a 16-year-old son. When he was 3, I remember when the iPad came out. When the iPad came out, I was like, this is the stupidest invention in the world. Like, it's a bigger iPhone. That's what I thought. And now I'm like, it's one of the awesomest that's like one of the only inventions that I saw come out that I was like, that's dumb. And now I'm like, dude, it's pretty amazing. But I'll never forget. He was 3 years old, and this was 13 years ago. And he's like, I want the new Transformers Optimus Prime toy. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And a 3-year-old YouTube back then, YouTube, voice, Optimus Prime, new toy, blah, 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 blah. And it popped up, get the new Optimus Prime toy, order now. And I'm like, that's amazing. Like a 3-year-old, that's amazing. When I was 3 years old, I might finger my nose and, whatever. So it's very intuitive. The other reason I think people are hooked on it, ecosystem. It hooks up to the computer, it hooks up to the iPad, it hooks up to the phone, it hooks up to your other phone. It's all in sync. I lost my phone. Okay, I can grab another one, and everything's there. And I think it's the ecosystem. That's where they have everybody hooked. But Android, I know a lot of people that are into it. I have both. I have a Fold 4, which, again, the Fold 4 is amazing, even though that's the Fold 7's out now, or it's coming out. But the technology is amazing.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to start a war or anything, but it's just funny for me.
Let's go to war, man.
My my S10 is like...
You'll never get your bike out of the garage.
I know. I'm just saying, my phone is like 5 or 6 years old, and it has the USB Type-C charger.
Yeah.
And now the newest iPhone, or like the one before the newest,
they just
big
added
announcement.
Yeah.
It's USB-C.
No,
widgets, so great.
like cameras, night shots. Samsung's had that for years and years and years.
Or like
years.
dual SIM card, right?
Yeah.
I've had it in my phone for 5-6 years, and now new iPhones coming out with this, and you're like,
wow,
oh shit, I can have 2 SIM cards. And, Android users look at it like.
There's a YouTube video that's so fucking funny, and it's right now it's like iPhone 16 or 17, or 17's coming out this year. But when I think it was the iPhone 4 or the iPhone 5, and it's a YouTube video that, you know what? As a matter of fact, just because we can do whatever we want because it's my show, Apple, Android, I don't care. Have you seen? I don't care. It's so old, but probably people haven't even seen this, but here it is. This came out 14 years ago.
Welcome to Phone Mart. How may I help you?
iPhone 4. Where is the iPhone 4? I need an iPhone 4.
Oh, I'm very sorry, but we are currently sold out. However, we did finally get some more HTC Evos in.
What? What is that?
HTC
Is it an iPhone?
No, it is that 4G phone on Sprint.
If it's not an iPhone, why would I want it?
Well, it's
Yeah.
similar to an iPhone, but has a bigger screen.
I don't care.
The internet speeds are around 3 times faster.
I don't care.
It has a higher resolution camera on both the front and the back.
I don't care.
And it doesn't require you to be on Wi-Fi to use video chat.
I don't care.
Its battery is replaceable, as is the memory card.
I don't care.
It is highly customizable, everything from the widgets to the icons, the fonts, and even has video wallpaper.
I don't care.
The monthly bill is
This is
cheaper.
15 years
I
ago.
don't care.
It's
It
cheaper.
fucking prints money.
It
I
prints
don't
money.
care.
It can grant up to 3 wishes, even if one of those wishes is for an iPhone.
I don't care.
It has an app that will build you an island, and then it fucking transforms into a jet and flies you there.
I don't care.
And it's motherfucking indestructible.
I don't care about any of that.
Okay, fine. Then what the hell entices you about the iPhone 4?
This is 14 years ago, man, and people
Still the
have
same.
not changed. and look, back then it had the dual SIM, the expandable memory card, the bigger screen. It's interesting. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I think great marketing, right?
I don't know what it is. And it's true. That conversation today is the screen's bigger. The screen folds. The screen, I don't care. iPhone. iPhone. I want the
I get
iPhone.
it. I don't get it personally, but I realize
We've
that
accepted it, yeah.
That's how it is. But for me, yeah. And with the whole ecosystem, I think you can just get the Android tablets and the whole thing. But yeah, I don't wanna,
Right.
argue
But
about
then you get into like camera gear and what produces, and then the applications. Apple operating system. Their computers are great for editing videos and pictures and everything else. And I'm sure Windows computers does it too. It's marketing. That's it. The thing is, once you're in with one, you're stuck.
Yeah,
That's all it comes down to.
I kind of converted myself at some point, but
But you were 2 years in. You're 2 years in. I'm 15 years in. Like if I pull out, it's a mess. I'm gonna be like, I don't know what to do. And I have both, and I don't use mine as much. I don't use. I use it for a couple apps, and a second line, and that's it. I use it minimal. But the folding screen, like if they do the folding screen for Apple, that thing's gonna go crazy.
Probably they do, but
And-
just
and-
need
and-
a couple more years and, take apart a couple of Samsungs and just learn how to do it.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I believe there's already Samsung technology in Apple devices, and that's how it operates.
Well,
So,
probably, I don't
like there's
know again,
chips
but
and little this and little that.
probably they do them, on the same street somewhere, in the same factory maybe, or
Yeah.
opposite side of the street, and
Yeah,
that's how it is now.
exactly. What's your goal? What's your goal with the bikes? Are you going to continue building more bikes? And where do you want to see your bike? I know you took it to one show. If you want to tell me about the show, what do you want to happen with your bike? Do you just want to sell it? Do you want it to go somewhere special? Do you want somebody to ride it? And what's your next project?
So I took the bike to 2 shows already. First was the Handbuilt in Austin,
Yeah.
Texas. So that was very cool because I just finished the bike in, I think, February this year. And I really liked it, looking at it. My fiance too, and, all my friends. But still, I thought, everybody's probably being nice and all that. But I was curious if I really made something really cool. Or it would just get like, tap on the shoulder. Oh yeah, not bad for, garage build.
Right.
And then, I found about this show, and I was just waiting because they said that submissions will be opening quite soon. And eventually they said, yeah, submissions are open.
Right.
So I've done it, thinking like, whatever. And also, Austin is quite far, but I was just thinking, yeah, probably it's not going to happen. But then the next morning, I got email saying, yeah, you invited, and we're looking
That's your
forward
ass
to
over
see
here,
you.
yeah.
I was like, oh, shit.
Good luck getting a hotel.
And also, I don't own a van or a truck, so that was the whole, ordeal to get that all arranged. But yeah, I got there, and it turned out when I rolled in the bike from the get-go, everybody was like, "Oh shit, that's beautiful! That's a really cool bike." So from the first minute, it looked good, and I met all the organizers, so the whole staff were so helpful, and it was just a great experience from basically when I just opened the door of the van.
Yeah.
But then when it opened to the public, that was a great feeling. So satisfying that after a year in the garage, people were coming, and I lost my voice after, I think, first day, because I was just talking to so many people that were asking me so many questions, and also being in a room full of motorcycles when people there are builders have been building bikes for such a long time, and some of them were just absolutely extraordinary. You look at them and you just realize how much engineering and work went into them, and then seeing my bike among them, that's a very cool thing. So
Very cool.
altogether was a really nice experience, and also photographers were coming and taking pictures of my creation. That was
Should have charged them.
like I'm not at this level yet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You should have put a hat, like. No, that's good, man.
so
You
yeah,
got a
that-
lot of attention and good exposure.
Yeah, and I met really cool people. I know that I'll be friends with them for hopefully forever. So that was really cool. And just going there, and talking to people, I just found about all the other shows that are happening, including the one motor show that was in Portland, in Oregon. So that's quite of a drive again, but
Yeah.
not as far as Austin. So that was better. But that also was quite a cool story, because when I found out about this show, the submissions were already closed because it was happening quite soon. I decided to email them anyway, and I sent them a picture of the bike, including some pictures from that show, so they know it's just it's just not just sitting in the garage, but it's already something happening around this bike. And I got an email from them saying that submissions are closed, but yeah, it's a beauty. So yeah, we'll be happy to see you here. So yeah, you're welcome.
And you won your first gift card, right?
My first gift card, yeah.
That's a huge one.
Sounds funny, but
No, that's huge. No, it's super.
yeah,
cool.
it was cool, because I think in one motor show, I'm just guessing, but probably there were like 200 bikes or more, and altogether probably there were like 20 prizes or even less. So getting one of the awards
Yeah. You
out
got-
of that many bikes, that was really really cool, and that was from cause that was one of the sponsors, Motorsport. That's the website, and they were giving some gift cards. So it was third, second, and first place. I got the first place from that sponsor. So
That's
was,
huge.
So already used the gift card, so the stuff is on the way. So that's very cool. But yeah, answering your question, the goal is, basically all my savings went into that bike. Some of my girlfriend savings went into this bike too. So I love the bike as it is, and I love riding it a little bit because mainly I just want to sell it, so then I can clear some funds to start another project. So I just enjoy the process of it so much, especially the beginning of it when you just get that shit box that doesn't run, and then you just start figuring out what's good, what's bad, and just hear it start for the first time. That's an amazing feeling, and then just making and fabricating stuff and designing it, that's I think the coolest part of it. Because basically when you do a custom bike, you build it at least 2 times. First time is just you just putting stuff on it just to see how it's gonna fit and try to just like make it work, and then you take it all apart and then you make it beautiful and then you put it back together again. So the second time you do it, that's a pain, I think, for every builder, because everything is nice and clean, so you don't want to scratch anything, and then you still have an heavy engine to put in the frame of, like in case of a Virago, you put the frame over the engine, which is easier, but still you don't want to scratch anything, so you need to wrap everything. You need to take extra care, do it very very slow, and so yeah, that's a pain. So this first stage of it is just so much enjoyable because you can bang stuff with a hammer, just you don't care. Well, you do, but you don't have to care like that. So yeah, I can't wait to.
Yeah, it's still raw.
Yeah, which is very cool and very creative. A lot of interesting stuff happens there. Where the second time you just everything, so you're just placing it back together. So the first process is much more exciting, at least for me. So yeah, I can't wait to do that. But to do that, I will need to sell that one first, and the next one, I think I have 3 different ideas. One would probably be a KTM because I love KTMs. So
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool, especially because on those shows in Austin, there wasn't one KTM on the show, and on the second
It's not
one,
common.
Yeah,
To get it that customized and that detailed.
Yeah. But again, that's a good side of it. That probably that will be the only KTM on any show that I would take it to. But then, if I would want to sell it again, that would be a big problem too, because everybody would be like, KT, what?
Right.
But now I think more and more people know what is KTM. But again, now
It's super big. Yeah, everybody knows.
But now with what is happening with it too, the whole bankruptcy stuff with KTM, maybe that's not the smartest.
I mean, who's not? Harley Davidson's going through their stuff. I think, the whole economy's screwed up. So you can't just base it off that. And you're not selling a brand new KTM. You're selling a custom built bike.
So I think ideally for me that would be a KTM, but I know that definitely there's a big market for the old BMWs, the airhead BMWs. People just love them and they think. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the BMW. For me, just a boxer engine in a motorcycle is a bit of a misconception because it's just there ready to be ripped apart when you drop the bike.
Yeah, of course.
And it looks a bit odd for me. So, but saying that, I know that you can definitely build a very, very cool bike. Some of those BMWs look absolutely stunning. And
yeah, there's some
also
body kits they sell that are insane.
Yeah. And also I have, my idea for it too, which I think will be a bit different than all the other ones that I've seen so far. So definitely that would be cool. And maybe that would be smarter to do that. And the third one, probably, which would be quite a smart idea, is a Ducati, just as a brand. It's like
There's a lot of good deals on Ducatis right now.
Yeah. And the good thing about them too is like people may not know much about motorcycles, but if you say Ducati, oh yeah, I know Ducati. Yeah. So that's like a couple steps. You're already a couple steps ahead than with the KTM, for example.
Right.
Or with the KTM, you need to explain, oh, it's an Austrian brand, this, that, and the other.
It
But
started this, and it
yeah.
won races, and
Yeah,
blah blah
yeah.
blah. Yeah.
But with the Ducatis, oh yeah, Ducati, yeah, I know them. Yeah. So,
It's funny that certain brands are like that, you know,
Hmm.
because for example, a buddy of mine just got an Indian, and Indian makes an amazing motorcycle, but you have to justify it almost, because some people are like, Indian, like, I don't know, how is it, you know, and they don't know. You say Harley Davidson, it's like, oh, even if it's a shitty Harley Davidson, if it's a new Harley Davidson, people are like, Harley Davidson, yeah, rawr, you know.
it's like an
But
iPhone.
It's like the iPhone. It's same thing, and I'm doing the same thing with the Triumph. You know, this is the first, like, you know, like when I had a GSA 1250 2020, and it was like, dude, BMW GSA 20, woohoo, nice bike. Now with the Triumph, people are like, what's that? You know, and I'm like, well, you know, and even in my mind, I was like, I got to justify this. You know, I got to understand this. And I look at the history, and I'm like, oh, it's been around since 1902.
Exactly.
It was cooler than Ducati and BMWs in the 70s and 80s. It's weird, but it's iPhone, Android.
Yeah, with Triumph, I think, Triumph has a lot of history and is very recognizable.
Rich.
It's
Rich.
yeah, I think
McQueen was on it.
Exactly.
Like a lot of it. But
I think you don't need to do
I-
much
I-
explaining
I
with a
didn't-
Triumph.
But on the adventure bike, you kind of do. If it was a
Yeah.
Thruxton or Bonneville, you know, if it's any
Yeah,
of those,
true,
it's like, yeah,
true.
that's, you know, Triumph. But on the adventure side,
Yeah, that's not your first like choice with, with
right.
adventure bike.
It's not. And you know, in my checkbox, you know, acceleration, performance, technology, suspension, adjustable suspension, it checks heated grips, you know, quick detachable bags. It marks all the boxes, and I'm like, but there's still something. Let me look, and it's iPhone, Android, and it's a great bike. It is a fucking awesome bike. Now you can get some great deals, well worth the money. Quality, it's the triple motor. It's amazing, but it's funny how certain brands you have to explain. You know,
Yeah.
KTM. You don't have to. It's a fucking badass bike. You know, and they've grown a lot. But they're going through bankruptcy now, or they're going to start?
Yeah, it's been going on for a couple of months, and I think it's unclear exactly what's going to happen. But yeah,
So we should buy
because
KTMs now. This is a bad time to buy them.
yeah, probably because they started expanding a lot. They bought different brands like Husqvarna,
Yeah, Escavera.
and what was the other one? I think they bought MV Agusta or
Oh,
Moto.
really?
So they started like expanding very quickly. And they started, you know, they done a lot of different models of KTM. So they, you know, brought the range of them. Also, they got into MotoGP, which they doing very good. I think they had some like, you know, a couple of fastest speed records. I think it's KTM or some lap records, and they basically doing very, very good. I think they just went too far and too broad, so they were
Yeah.
spending more than, you know, that they were making, and yeah, they basically announced bankruptcy, and they tried to you know figure out the strategy of how to get out of it. And I think the latest update was that they just getting some investors, I think from China, and they will just, you know,
No,
buy some
China.
shares.
And now with the whole thing happening, the tariffs and stuff.
Yeah, but I think that's the latest thing I've heard. But I'm not sure. You know, not certain. I don't know. But that's
Michael
what I've
said,
heard. Now it's out there already.
yeah.
But basically, well, whoever is helping them, I think they're getting it resolved. So KTM still strong, ready to race.
I've heard so much stuff with so many companies. Like Harley Davidson, their CEO stepping down. Now they're looking for a new CEO. Financially, there's something. Indian, something.
Like here, they stopped production for. I think they had like a 3 months. Like they
put a
the
stop to
whole
it.
company to a stop, and they had to figure out which way they go. Or they like closing, or they fixing it, or whatever. So that was like a real stop. And they
Yeah, my point or my question would be, I wonder if people are just not buying motorcycles like they used to, you know, and I see it with younger kids, you know. I see younger kids, they're, you know, like when I was a kid, the dream was like, oh man, I get a driver's license, get my car,
Yeah,
buy,
yeah.
oh yeah. And then when you went to school, oh, you know, like it was the best feeling in the world. kids now, they're like, I'm not gonna fucking drive like Uber. Why do I want to drive? I don't want to be responsible. And then financially, I had a buddy of mine, who was a friend of a friend. This guy had like 3 or 4 supercars, like really nice, expensive cars. He got rid of all of them. He's like, dude, registration, taxes, tickets, tires, oil changes, parking tickets, speeding tickets, like whatever it is. Just forget it. You keep it garage, just registration and insurance.
Yeah.
That's it. It is so expensive. I started with ChatGPT about a car that I just wanted to buy that I was like, oh, pay cash and that's it. No, dude, the insurance on it just to have it parked is expensive. Everything adds up. You change this, you change that, gas here, gas that, transmission fluid, this, that, spark plugs. It's all expensive. So kids are like, why would I do this? I could just take Uber and not worry about it or have the liability. And then if you get in a car accident or if you hit somebody
with gas, that was very annoying because I filled up here and it was like $5.50 a gallon or just around $5 a gallon.
here.
Well, in somewhere in Los Angeles.
Right.
And then in Texas it was $2.60. Like, so it is possible. It could be $2.60.
Yeah.
But it isn't. But yeah, so
That's a question they've asked a million times. How is it only California? It's almost $6.
Yeah.
5+, whatever the case
it's
is.
it's annoying. It's annoying.
My brother's in Florida, and he's at that 2 something.
Yeah.
That
would be great. So much better. But yeah. But the weather is nice. California, so it's hard to beat that.
I've traveled a lot. I've been to many countries. I've been to many places. California's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, LA's cool. LA. This is how I say it. I like LA. I like it. You like LA? I like it. You like LA? Yeah, I like it. I love California. I have been in San Francisco. I lived in San Francisco, off Twin Peaks. I lived in Monterey County, Santa Cruz. San Diego. LA's amazing. You take PCH. Have you taken PCH all the way up?
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful. Hearst Castle, Big Sur,
Which
Carmel
been
Valley.
closed for a long time, right? The
Which has
Big
been
Sur
closed.
section.
Which they should give us a discount on our fucking bills.
I think it's been like 4 years, maybe.
As soon as it closed, a Japanese company, they do camping gear, like really elegant, nice Japanese. I don't know, that's terrible, but they make nice gear. They wanted to do a collaboration. They're like, look, we'll host, bring some bikers, and we'll bring a truck, and we'll bring all the camping gear, and we'll go up, PCH, and do like a 3-day trip. And I was like, yeah, everything's shut down, still shut down.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
As soon as it opens up, I'm gonna do that, but it's sad. How far up does it close?
I don't know, but I've definitely, when you look at the map when it says Big Sur, just around that area for sure. I don't know how far it goes.
Yeah, Brigsby Bridge, Big Sur, all that. I
But
love
now
it.
actually, in 2 days, I'm going to Monterey area, which
Love
it's
Monterey.
beautiful. But I'm going for another show, which is the Quail.
Laguna Seca
No, it's
or in Monterey?
it's close to Carmel by the sea. The show is called The Quail. So that's going to be very interesting because this is just 1 day, but it's on a golf course, so it's very high
Bougie,
end.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting, very different because the other 2 shows were very a lot of people that go there every year. They say it's just like a family now. They meet the same people, and people that come there are very regular people. Where the Quail is very different from what I heard, but it will be definitely cool
I think
to see
I've been
something
to
else.
that golf course.
Yeah.
I believe so. It's by the Monterey Airport, and you go up, and that thing is beautiful, beautiful. If it's the one that I'm thinking about, absolutely stunning. I mean, Monterey and Carmel are just beautiful.
So that's going to be very cool show and something different. The only thing, I checked the weather, and every single day up to Saturday is sunny, and after it's just Saturday. Now it looks like it's going to be raining all
Look
day.
at last week. Last week was shitty weather. Then the weekend came. It was almost 100.
Right.
And then 2 days later, it drops 20-something degrees. Anyways, any other thing you want to mention or bring up? Where can people find you? What's your website? What's your Instagram? What's your social? And what's advice that you would give to any new builder?
So my online alias everything is branded by Moto Mikey or Moto Mikey 1986. That's my Instagram. On YouTube, the channel is Moto Mikey with like an orange logo. So yeah, that's the easiest way to find me. And I think the main thing is just building bikes is very cool. It's fun, and the main thing is just to start doing that if that's what you want to do. But I think you need to be very dedicated because it will take time, money, patience, all that. So it will take a lot of it. But if you want to do it, just start doing that and just don't give up. And if you ever come up with any obstacles, just jump over them and just sometimes take a day to chill and get over the frustration when sometimes you're welding the same thing and making new holes in it and you're like, oh shit, never gonna get it done. But then sometimes it's worth just have a glass of vodka in the evening, relax, have a good sleep, and then maybe next day go to the beach, relax, and then just come back to it if you're in a position that you can do it like that. I was very fortunate that I had time on my hands and to be able to work like that. But I think that's it shows on the bike because while doing that, I had that clear vision in my head how I wanted to look. And from what I also talked to the guys, it's very rare that when you end up, it just is exactly how you wanted it. But in my case, it's just really one-to-one from like realization of an idea to reality. It's exactly how I wanted. But during the process, I would never like take any shortcuts and just think like, well, I wanted it, slightly bent more, but it's all right. I would always just like do the same thing 5 times until I was absolutely happy with it. But I think that's why it just shows on the bike. So, but yeah, the overall advice would be if you just want to do it, just start doing that and don't worry too much. And then whatever happens, just deal with it one disaster at a time.
One disaster at a time. Love it. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you for
I
having me.
appreciate you.
Pleasure.
Pleasure's mine.